This week in car audio. Tune in. This week in car audio. Tune in. What we talking about? Bass. Talking about chips. Talking about rings. You ain't got them. Zip your lip. You got a problem you haven't found. Check your grounds. The show about to start. Tune in. This week in car audio. Yeah. Tune in. This week in car audio.
Welcome to This Week in Car Audio with your host, the Judge, Doug Stockton, co-hosted once again this week by Jeffrey Fernandez, the one and only movie star. What's going on, Jeffrey?
Oh, I'm doing okay. How about yourself?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. I'm just sharing away at a bunch of these Facebook groups real quick. Did you have a show this weekend?
Yes, yes, I did.
How was the turnout? What was going on?
It was good. It was good. We had a pretty good turnout considering a lot of guys are doing USACI finals next weekend, so they didn't, necessarily want to come out and, blow their system before finals and such. But we had a pretty good crowd. Like they say, when there's change, there's opportunity, right? So you got a lot of these guys that are a little bit timid, wanting to not want to go up against heavy hitters, just come up at this show. And a lot of first timers, had a really good jam-packed, action-filled base race.
So did you jump in as Beat the Boss?
No, but I'm trying to get Roger to do it because
it's that easy.
Exactly.
It really, really is. All right, well, hey guys, I'm done sharing now. So our guest this week, Mike Rowe. Mike Rowe, tell us about you and what you're doing, sir.
Well, I own 20 Hertz Labs, which we do acrylic manufacturing and all sorts of stuff. Main focus, though, is trying to get people drawn into car audio, showing them that it can be functional as well as good looking.
Okay. There you go. I believe your tagline was making SPL beautiful again or something like that.
Making loud look good.
Making loud look good. There you go. I went a little mega on everybody there for a second. But yeah, so that's the whole thing. Along the lines of you told me a couple of the guys, but like Bobby Gately for us on the West Coast, we're real familiar with Bobby doing a bunch of acrylic stuff and whatnot. Some other people maybe that somebody that's not typical to the West Coast might know. Who else?
Well, I'd have to say, let's say Lang Audio Fabrication.
Okay. So one of the things he did make was the awards for Points Champion, right? For 2021 DB Drag World Finals.
Correct.
And I suppose you made the thank you judges trophies also, whatever they were.
Yes, sir.
All right. You did those?
Yeah.
Mine's, in my office right now.
So my son's name's Douglas the Fourth, right? So he's Doug Stockton the Fourth. So that sits in his room now. So, I own a trophy shop, and I tell Celeste, you don't have to spend money every year on. I don't need trophies. I don't need plaques. I've been doing this over 20 years with DB Drag, and tell her every year, hey, you don't need to get me anything. Well, you have to have it. Blah blah blah. And I just, well, whatever. I have a trophy shop. If I want a trophy, I'll make myself a dang trophy, right?
Right.
All right. So, Mike, where will we see some of these loud or these builds that you may have done that you made loud or you made pretty loud?
I didn't make them loud.
I know.
Well, let's say Rob Collar, for example.
Okay.
He's on the second generation podium that I've done for him.
That's the American flag one, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
The printed acrylic one.
Yep. Okay. That's actually a really cool one. I saw him post something about, hey, if you guys are looking for a podium, and that must have been you up, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So you got that, and what else you have out there?
Just various odds and ends. I mean, I sell all over the world, really. So,
Okay.
I mean, it's anybody that wants anything, just hit me up and we go from there.
So like the acrylic base knobs, stuff like that, or
I do limited edition bass knobs. That's ultimately where I started at, with a really unique bass knob years ago.
okay.
And we had an electronics issue, and then COVID hit and everything just went to pot. So, but I'm slowly reestablishing that line,
Okay.
getting back into it.
And what would that line entail? I mean, was it like a pistol
Uh,
grip, or
no, it
what
was
was
a
special about
custom.
it?
It was a custom stack fab bass knob. Hang on one sec.
He may even just
I
have one.
actually do. One of the first gen ones. It looks similar to that. It's stacked fab Baltic birch and acrylic and brass.
Okay. All right.
But that was, I mean, it drove everybody nuts. Everybody wanted it, and it's full of RGB LEDs.
Okay.
But like I said, we had electronics issues, so I had to pull them off the market because they were failing,
Ah,
and that's not good for anybody.
that's not good for anybody's business when something that you're selling is failing.
Right.
Hey, tell us about. Okay, so this next weekend is coming up. Callers Callouts.
Correct.
Tell
Callers
us.
call out.
Yeah, tell us about that show and your participation in it.
I'm just along for the ride with the callers, and I'm trying to make it as big as possible, as fun as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually got some ideas I haven't told anybody about that might or might not happen out at the show, just to bring a little more fun into it.
Okay.
But yeah, we're just trying to make it as fun as possible.
All right. So you're just one of the sponsors. How are you sponsoring that event? What are you doing for that sponsorship?
Uh, there's the big thing with it is a raffle, so a lot of the products are just being donated so they can be raffled off for the money to be given to the charity.
Okay. And what
Along
is
with
the charity?
it is, oh, good grief. Uh, you would have to ask that, and I don't have it's the police, it's the Crestview Police, benevolent something or other. I forget. It's been a day.
Okay.
Well, where can they find the information if they want to look up the charity?
You can search on all over Facebook for Callers Call Out,
Okay.
and it should come up. We're in the second year,
Mm-hmm.
so it's easy to find.
So right now we have Mario Anthony Perella watching. We have Greg Cleary, yes. We have Daryl Colley. Daryl says, "My boy Mike."
My boy Mike.
Tom Selleck's watching. Not the other famous Tom Selleck.
No, we just got famous people.
Yeah, we got all kinds of famous people up in
yeah,
here.
Yeah.
We got Robert Huth, Rick Garcia, and Steve Willis watching. I can't see the YouTube side today for some reason. So I'm not being able to see the YouTube chat. I'm gonna have to restart.
I see SQ Sounds says, "Hey, good night."
Oh yeah, for him it's nighttime because he's like 5 hours behind us or something like that, or ahead of us. He's out Bridgetown, Barbados. They do a lot of SQ stuff. They do custom stuff. I saw a Facebook post. I don't go on Facebook much, but I did see a Facebook post that they put up yesterday that was I don't know, it looked like a brand new Mercedes or something with a real nice inlaid set of 12s or 10s in the back package trays, little center console thing going on, and it was all pretty high end custom install, so it's pretty nice. Steve Willis says he's only here for the chicks, cause that's what we got here. Tons and tons of chicks. Oh hey, it popped up right now. The base knob looks really nice. That's came up on there.
Oh yeah, I see it.
And I hope you get the line back up and running. That's from Bridgetown, Barbados. And if you do get the line up and running, may want to talk to them, SQ Sounds, and they may be interested in selling a few for you. So. And
Possibly.
Yep. And then we also have people in New Zealand that watch the show. So, that's what we're looking for. So are you doing the awards for the callers callouts?
Yes, I am.
Oh, do you happen to have one or tell us about them?
Grab that. The the one Callers champion there?
Woman,
All
go.
right,
Oh.
No.
please.
Oh, that's a much better answer because when I tell my wife woman go, yeah, it doesn't turn out
Oh,
well
no,
for
no, no,
me.
no.
Get it.
If I said that, you wouldn't be seeing me anymore. I suppose you can grab one of the big ones.
Oh yeah, he
That
said.
wouldn't fit on the frame.
Oh, he's only 3 hours ahead of us. He says it's 8:40 his time in Barbados. In Barbados. No.
Whoa, look at that.
There
That's
you
one of
go.
the small ones.
Okay.
Small
That's
ones. Okay.
layered acrylic.
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you
It's only
spelled call
maybe
out
about
wrong.
No.
No, it's see-through. I can see it perfectly right there.
All right.
Don't do that to me.
About gave him a heart attack.
Well, no, Solis actually did that for the Points Champion Awards for Daryl Colley.
Oh yeah.
I had his name in my phone incorrect. So when I was out there in the shop, I looked at my phone. Okay, that's how you spell it. And I misspelled it. And she called me out on it at the last minute. And I'm frantically, sitting there with a chisel and hammer trying to chisel off the acrylic.
But you got it fixed in time.
Oh, I got it. It works.
Yeah.
It worked out good.
So he's got a very customized one. So that's the thing. Are you planning on attending the Callers Callouts?
Oh yes, for points. To give you an idea, it ain't even gonna fit in the frame.
Huge.
We'll turn it this way so you can see it.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
But
what is that one for?
That
death
is
match?
literally, it's one of the 5-minute death matches.
Okay.
If you actually go on the Facebook page, for the Callers Call Out,
Mhm.
there's full photos of them up there. That thing's about 3 foot tall.
Okay.
How many pounds do you think it weighs?
Probably about, the podium piece is hollow, so it's maybe 15 pounds at most.
Wow. And
Okay.
these are prizes, right? That people could win.
Yeah, those are just the awards.
The awards.
Yeah, that
okay.
doesn't include the raffle that he's got going on or any of the other stuff that he's got going on with that event, right?
Right.
So you are a competitor yourself?
Actually, I just jumped back into it in this past year. I had retired in 2007
From?
from DB Drag in Iasca.
All right.
Oh,
And your
okay.
jump back in is to DB Drag or what?
DB Drag.
Cool. What
Nice.
what are you doing? What class? What?
Mainly, Super Street X would be the SPL class, but I'm aiming more for Cyclone this
Okay.
year.
Demo wall?
Yes.
Demo wall. Now what? Now this is where all the fun is. I'm just telling you. Top dog and base race. Are you doing any of that?
I actually enjoyed it. I did my first base race out at the Toys for Tots events we had out at Rob Collar's house last year. First time ever. Again, Daryl Colley kind of helped school me and taught me a bit about it. And I'd actually enjoyed it. It was fun.
Oh, it absolutely is.
I didn't think it would be because I'm not, I come from an SPL background.
Yep.
So this is all new to me, and it's actually really enjoyable.
It is. It is. I know Jeffrey kind of tries to push people into it. I absolutely push people into it. I tell people all the time, hey, are you looking to have fun or are you just looking to see what number you're going to do? If you're looking to have fun, base race and top dog, you're going to lose at worst by a couple of tenths, right? So all those 30 seconds, you have the potential of winning up until that time hits 0. Where in DB Drag, you could be out of it in the first second and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much.
So, I mean,
it's all fun formats. I mean,
they are.
The different format. Yeah.
They are.
But with base race, it does take a little bit of skill. And
it does.
I suggest people to watch, before they enter, check it out. And, decide to, hey, I can do that. And,
And absolutely get with somebody. Like he said, he got with Collie. Get with somebody that's done it and have them listen to what song you plan on using. Have them maybe give you some tips or tricks to help get it on there. Me, I prefer, I don't test, I don't do anything. I just do my beat the boss. And all I do is I try to get to 9.6 as fast as I can. And then I just want to hover at 9.6 all day long. and all day long until the last 10 seconds. Then I wanted to go every 2 seconds. I wanted to go up 1/10, 2 seconds, 1/10, 2 seconds, 1/10, and that way it puts me at 9.9 at the end of the run. And it works really well. I mean, it's real simple to do. Anybody can do it. It's like I said, I just understand how the whole thing works, so that's how I choose to do it. Now, I know some people that want to come out right out of the gate and be as close as they can to 9.9 and just kind of hover there. I'm not about that. So let's see what we got here. Luis Colon says, "Sup, fellas?" Daryl says, "Mike's son was a natural, and Mike caught on good."
Oh yeah, my oldest son stopped me all over the place.
Oh, yeah?
He was a
In base
natural
race?
in base race. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we had Mike on here talking about because he's the one that had the bagger beats and all that, right? Was that Mike that had the bagger beach motorcycle and stuff?
That was Daryl,
Oh, Daryl.
wasn't it?
Yeah. That's what it was. That's what I said. Didn't I say Daryl? Yeah, Cowley.
No, you said Mike.
I did say Mike. Oh, man,
Yeah.
I'm dumb. But yeah,
You're hung
Daryl
up
was
on
on
that
here.
Mike Rowe thing.
I know. Hey, we might have used your name, Mike Rowe, for helping hit our what's it called, our algorithms a little better. But yeah, we had Daryl on here before and talked to him and his daughter about his daughters doing the what's that
Power
called?
wheels?
Bagger
That's
beats,
right.
power
Yeah.
bills. Yep.
Ah,
Yeah. I
Yeah, bagger
remember.
beats. So yeah, so we had him on here, talked to him about it. He was a really good guy. Lucky wanted to meet him because he beat Lucky in overall points, and Lucky wasn't having
Yep.
that, which is cool. So you just started last year, or for Toys for Tots was your time back, right? Tell us
Right,
about your build.
pretty much.
Tell us about your build.
Well, the lack of a build right now because it ate itself, but my daily is 418s on about 20,000 watts. And it's tuned as my company name, as you might have guessed, it's tuned at 20 hertz.
Wow.
Yeah.
My goal last
That's
year,
low.
just for a daily, was 165
Okay.
sealed on the dash.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, I got to 160 and the enclosure just ate itself. So it's got to be rebuilt.
Oh, so no steel reinforcement on it.
Nah, not at a 160, 165. Not yet.
Just saying. It won't eat
It might
itself
help.
if it's made out of steel. Just saying. Or at least
Oh,
steel
I know.
reinforced.
But I've got to be able to drive the thing.
Hey, with gas in California, see, I filled up this morning. It was 602 a gallon. So at 602 a gallon, what's another 2,500 pounds in your vehicle? And I only drive 95 miles one way to work, right? So yeah, $6 a gallon. You know, another couple thousand pounds, whatever. It's fine. And that's just the cage. That doesn't include the subwoofers, amplifiers, batteries. You know, with the lithium, at least we can go a little bit lighter, right?
A little bit lighter, yeah.
Yep.
No, it just means you put more lithium in it and it weighs just as much.
Exactly.
That would be very true. So, what got you started in car audio, and how'd you get all into this?
Ultimately, in car audio, I had back when I was 15, 16, young teenager. You know, I had a friend that ended up having two 12-inch, I think they were pile drivers, but
Yep.
way back then. And I didn't even see him. He turned me around in his vehicle and said, "Hey, look at that!" And then he cranks the volume. And of course, back then, 500 watts was just unheard of. But you know, from there it just grew, and I saw, you know, it started out as just a hobby, and then it grew into an obsession.
No.
Oh yeah.
No,
We've
well,
all
I mean,
been
you
there.
remember the magazine, that old Car Audio and Electronics from
Yep.
years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be
CAS.
religious about
And then there was
being- going
PAS
out-
after that.
Yep.
Performance Auto
Going
Sound.
to the store and buying every magazine, you know, whenever the new one came out.
Uh-huh.
And that's actually what got me into the acrylic business. Was a certain, I think it was back in the late 90s, I'd say, a certain Rockford Fosgate Astro van,
Okay.
the Blastro van there.
Yeah. I'm trying to think
Yeah,
who
if
owned
you-
that back then.
Mark,
Mark Fukuda?
wasn't it?
No.
Yeah.
Was it Fukuda?
I think he was. I'm not sure if he owned it back then, but I know he built it.
Oh, okay. We're trying to get
But
him on. I'm just saying.
yeah, but seeing the interior of that one with all the etched acrylic, I saw that and just fell in love with it. You know,
Mhm.
his work was just phenomenal.
Uh-huh. Is there
But
anybody's work right now that's kind of got your attention?
Bobby Gately,
Gately Audio?
yep,
Yeah, we've had him on here a few times. He's a good friend of mine. He's a really awesome guy. Um, he's really good. Another one you might want to keep an eye on is Brent Levitt. I don't know if you've seen his
right,
stuff, but dude, that
I
guy
might know.
can, yeah, that boy can put down some serious install. He's got a lot of stuff going on. Once again, he's another guy with Rockford,
Yeah, a
and
Rockford guy too.
yeah, and I mean, his installs are phenomenal. He won best install like the last 2 years or 3 years at World
right,
Finals for DB Drag. I mean, hands down. And it's not nothing against the other guys, but good lord, I mean, just the detail in his vehicle is
Detail.
just amazing. And he does acrylic. He's got a bunch of acrylic in there. He's got wood. He's got layered wood. You know, he's got vinyl. I mean, so it's not like he's just using one medium.
right.
So okay, so you got started. You were watching magazines. You're doing all that crap. And then what? Then what did you get into?
Ultimately, I found out there was a local IASCA judge, so I started doing IASCA way back when,
Mm-hmm.
and then I met the local DB drag judge, who the
Which
late
is who and
Terry
who?
Jackson.
Okay, yeah, I know Terry very well. I
Okay.
knew Terry very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you knew,
Yes, knew. And
yeah.
Jeffrey knew him too. I mean, he lived here in Vegas, moved to Florida, and all that. So yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
we
Yep.
Yeah, he
actually
got
used to
me
compete
interested
together
in.
back in the day.
You did what?
Yeah,
We used to compete against each other back
Yes, you
in the
did
day.
in the no wall class.
Right.
Yes, that's correct. When I would judge those shows. So yeah.
when everybody had a CRX.
We're working on the guy who ran the CRXs too. I got some things in the work for him. So the guy who started this whole CRX thing, you'll be seeing him popping up on here pretty soon too. So Terry Jackson got you into Iasca DB Drag and
DB drag, yeah.
DB Drag, and
DB drag,
then
right.
what class were you doing and what
At that
equipment,
point,
vehicle?
I've started out Super Street 1, 2,
Okay,
Hmm.
and from there it failed miserably, so we rebuilt it and I entered Extreme 2.
okay.
Ah.
Jeffrey knows about Super Street 1 to 2. He used to have a purple rabbit.
Oh yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
guys have a name for that thing?
The purple rabbit.
Yeah. That
Yeah. Well, we nicknamed it back then. It was the purple buzzsaw because
That's right.
how it all worked out at finals, and I had to cut through all the competition. Take home that championship. But yeah, I know Super Street 1 and 2.
He
But
might know.
that's kind of crazy how you would start off in the Super Street class. A lot of times, like I mean, I first started in street classes and I kind of made my way up. But man, jumping in there with the big dogs, the Super Street 1 and 2 guys, and the extreme
If
guys,
you're gonna
man,
do it big.
exactly. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah. Well,
What kind of scores were you doing back then?
yeah.
Oh, good grief! In Super Street,
Yeah, Super Street 1 and 2.
maybe high 150s.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like I said, not very impressive, but obviously by today's standards. But even back then, it wasn't all that great.
It was
Mhm.
very good locally, but not good nationally.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a pretty thing. So what equipment were you running?
Actually, at the time, I'm trying to think back the name of the sponsor we had. It was God, he was an OEM supplier, Funkin' Audio.
Funky Puppies?
No.
Oh.
Uh,
Was that Leonard that was Funky Puppies? Or no?
I don't think so.
Okay. But there was a Funky Puppy audio.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I is that a real thing? I just
Funky
thought it
Puppies
made
was,
up.
yes. No, it was real. But
Oh,
so it
okay.
was Funkin' Audio?
Funkin'
Yeah.
audio.
Okay, I don't think I've heard of
Which,
them.
yeah, I think they were a local. He did a whole lot of OEM stuff.
Okay.
Mm.
Out of where?
Uh, Alabama, I think.
Hmm.
It's
I
been
know
so
of
long.
I know of a big OEM guy out of Kentucky. So, but he's like the world leader in OEM for the United
Oh,
States.
no.
But okay. No, that's cool. So you were using Funkin audio. What'd you have in there? 215s or 218s?
Uh, 212s.
Okay, and what about subs
Well,
or
I'm
amps?
sorry for
Oh,
the Super Street. It was actually 215s.
Okay,
When we jumped to Extreme, I dropped it down to 212s.
good choice.
But
wow.
yeah, but for the Super Street, we were running. Good Lord, what were they? Chinese at the time was all you could pretty much get, and they were
Right.
the 8. Were they the 2 or 3Ks? Yeah, it was just
Mm,
run of the mill.
I'm sure it
I think they
wasn't a
were.
3K back then. Depends on what year
Well,
it
that's
was.
what nameplate said 3K. It probably
Oh,
did
when lightning
realistically
strikes.
maybe. Yeah.
The WLS rating on them. That's what we called it. The WLS.
1200 at best.
Yes. Yeah. So it was peak power. Oh, so it was an unknown brand or whatever. It was just a Chinese board that somebody imported and you guys
Oh,
used
good
that.
grief! Back for that one, I think that was O2 Audio.
I don't think I've ever seen O2. Have you seen Jeffrey O2? Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty
Could have been
good with
locally
old.
regional.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with old audio brands, and that's one I haven't heard of.
Yeah.
So okay, so you
Hey, but it's
graduate.
those little known brands. Sometimes I just kick butt.
Oh yeah, I mean, I ran
Yeah.
Beyond Audio when I first started in 2000, right? And
Mhm.
not a whole bunch of people knew what Beyond Audio was.
Yeah.
Definitely, people didn't know that weren't in the car audio scene. I was running, but before that, I was running the Polycone piles. I was running the M&M Godfathers. Not those aren't little known. So, and then before that, shoot, obviously, I was running Radio Shack, the
No
Realistics,
way.
Realistic 15, baby. So, but that's cool. So, what kind of vehicle was it in? What did you do?
It was in an '87 Blazer. That
Like
I
a
actually
K5 or
Two-door?
uh, the smaller
Four-door?
Blazers?
no, this was the mini Blazer.
Okay,
Mm.
the S10
Yeah,
Blazer. S10 Blazer.
yeah, S10 Blazer. I'd
Yeah,
actually made a trade for two
like this one
12-inch
right here.
subs. Yeah, that one there.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yep.
Those kind of blazers.
But I traded two 12-inch Alpines for the Blazer, so I'd say it was a pretty good deal. Drove it from Panama City back to Pensacola,
Uh-huh.
and we proceeded to tear it apart.
And then you destroyed it with SPL.
Then we gutted it, filled it full of concrete because at the time we didn't know any better.
Jeffrey, know anything about that?
Vaguely. I hated working with it. But hey, that's what you needed to do to get loud back then. Now it's all steel and
Yep.
That's what I could afford was the steel cage and then backfill it with concrete.
Yeah.
Yep. No,
Seems
that
to be how they're going right now.
that is.
Steel cage, concrete. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be the way. So you did that, and then so you retired. When did you stop competing?
SBN 07, I'm wanting to say, was the last big show that I'd done.
Spring
Don't-
Break National.
I don't think I was at that. I don't think I was at SBN till 10. I think was
Yeah,
the
this
first
is
year I went
this
there.
one wasn't indoors. We'd actually had it outside in the parking lot that year, and
Right.
everybody got blistered.
Yeah. Well, it was that same way when I went and did it, and I think it was 10 is when I went out there and assisted with judging with Jeremy Creamer on that deal. So, oh no, actually, you know what? It wasn't Creamer. It was me and Rosser, and what was that guy's name?
Was
He's a
McLean
judge
judging
down
back
there.
then?
No, it was because he stopped judging that I went out and
Oh,
flew out and
okay.
did it. It was Fred Wright Jr. brought his equipment up,
Oh, okay.
and we used his equipment at that event. And then Rosser, and then Killian. That's when Killian got his new his Geo, not the Geo. What's that thing called?
Was it a
The
Prius?
Prius.
Was it Prius?
Yeah.
Prius.
So he drove his Prius from Kentucky down there, and he did base race. So, yeah. So he was showing us, hey, you don't need to spend a lot of money or do all that stuff. You know, in a Prius even we can compete. So, so I take it you've been to a handful of shows then throughout your time.
I've been to a couple, yeah.
And so what's been your most favorite show and the you know what the memory that sticks out best about your most favorite shows?
Let's see. Other than SBN, we had Nopi Nationals was real big back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Right.
That was actually where I'd met a whole bunch of people who now have just moved into the, you know, God realm.
Okay.
You know, some of them aren't with us anymore.
Right.
But, you know, that was the first place I met Alma, for example.
Okay.
Wonderful woman, you know, and just watching, you know, getting into it and standing next to like Team Pioneer, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Scott
watching
Owens
that thing
in them.
pop. Scott.
Yep.
Yep.
Or yeah, Scott Owens. He was on our show. I don't know what 7-8 weeks ago or something like that, or 10 weeks ago, something like that. Yeah.
But it's things you grow up reading about these kind of things in a magazine or seeing them on the internet now.
And
then
for the kids,
actually...
once again, a magazine is like a web page that actually came to your house once a month, and then you opened it and looked through them one page at a time. So we don't have those magazine things anymore. They're e-mags. So, but yeah, so before we had the internet, really, we would rely on these magazines to send us pictures and hair trick pictures, and you know, obviously we didn't get video and whatnot back through those, but magazines were super important for us as a community to grow and to see what was out there. There you go. DB drag racing.
This was like the only way we would really be able to see where we were in the rankings was through these magazines. You know, now we can just look online, but yeah, something like this, right? I still got one.
Mm-hmm. Is that one you're featured in?
I wonder if you're in here, Mike.
What year is that?
This was something about the 2000 World Finals.
Drag
racing. I wouldn't have been the one that Wayne put out himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Wayne right there. Cool.
much skinnier a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right, so you had the Spring Break Nationals, you had the Nopi Nationals, and so what really stuck out for you when you go into those events, though? I mean, what particular thing?
Just seeing all the huge builds and the amount of time and love and effort that people have put into these vehicles. Mm-hmm. It's just mind blowing.
Yep.
You know, and you look at it and you look back at, you know, I'd look back at my vehicle and what am I doing here? I have no business being in these, in the league with these people, but they're some of the most welcoming people, you know, welcome you right into the community and, hey, come on over here and party with us, you know, and you're one of us. And to me, that's what's fun about it.
And like I've told people, and I mean, I'm sure Jeffrey can attest to this, and many people have, is your time in the lane. Yes, that is what you're there for, and that's what you have. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you might remember a run or a couple of runs, but what you really remember is the interactions you had with these great people at these locations. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it's the friendships and the camaraderie and the memories that you guys create. I mean, yeah, I remember after World Finals in Kentucky, which I don't think we're allowed back in. They had these videos of the aliens, right? The what was it? Fusion Audio had those aliens. So it was like, have you seen the alien? And so they would take a picture of the alien, peek around a corner, doing unholy acts with other people. And so, you know, so they were running around doing that. People getting drunk off their ass and doing stupid stuff. You know, that's really, like I said, the crux of this stuff. You know,
to give you an idea, back when Nopi Nationals, when I was doing IASCA, my team at the time that I was on, the guy that had the CRX, he wanted to win. It was IASCA base boxing at the time. It was kind of a different format than what it's known as now. So the crowd portion of it, they couldn't get anybody, excited. And, hey, yeah, So he found two random chicks in the audience, invited them out on the hood of his car, and paid both of them to start loving on each other. And that drove the crowd nuts. And of course, he won. But they changed the format, I believe, the year after and said, no more of that. Y'all can't do this.
Started with the y'alls. Yep. Y'all can't do this. No mo. So inappropriate acts by women on cars, and that brought attention to him? That's odd.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. I mean, obviously, Steve Willis is here for the chicks, so that's what he was here for. Anything else that really sticks out? I mean, those stories are what we're kind of looking at. Is stories like that you remember from
good
finals.
Grief.
Come on,
I could do that for years.
All right, give us another one.
You'll have to ask Jeremy Creamer about the trailer the one year again SBN. I believe it was 07. Ended up, or no, I'm sorry, it was Nopi Nationals the year before, cooking greasy hamburgers on a little aluminum hibachi grill on his trailer. And the thing leaked the grease all over the trailer floor. Of course, this was back when he was a competitor and used to be loud.
No, he was never
Kramer
loud.
Was a competitor back then?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen one of his builds, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me neither. It might have been a regional thing.
Yeah. He was loud.
Okay. But I believe not many people have seen my builds either. So, that was a long, long time ago. Rusty's seen my builds because, that was way back when. So, but anyway, yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, those are the things. We used to have Gary Killian, a well-known chef. He would come out to all our shows, and people would bring meat and whatever, and he'd barbecue it up at our shows. I mean, that's freaking awesome, right? Those are the kind of things that you get when you go to these shows. Now, have you brought anybody to a show? Well, you brought your son, right?
Actually, he got me back after I retired out of car audio, quit competing. He actually got into it, and then that piqued my curiosity, if you will, and that brought me back into it. So I said, hey, if we're going to do this, let's go at it full tilt.
Yeah. Weird. Full tilt again. It seems to be a common trait with most of the people that are high level competitors. They don't quite go in halfway. So, so what did your your son brought you back, or you brought him to an event?
Well, I used to bring him all the time to some of the local shows.
Okay.
He used to ride, because back then I had my Thunderbird was my daily driver, and it had a wall in it with two 15s and one of the big mouth ports, the old wide mouth ports. He used to ride in the port.
Okay.
Behind my seat.
Oh. Okay.
And is unsafe. It was probably the safest space in the car because, baffle was, 8 inches thick.
Right.
So if the car ever rolled, it was a roll cage.
Yes.
But I'd bring him out there, and he got involved in it. He saw it was fun. So he grew up around that. And then he got a vehicle, and, it started with a single 12-inch, in his daily driver. And now the next build we're looking at before finals is 4 or 6 18s in a 6th order. So.
Okay. And so how old is your son?
21.
Okay. So do you guys building these together now? And
as time permits, which is few and far between. Yeah.
Okay. So as a father-son activity for you guys, have you felt that that's helped grow your relationship? And
absolutely.
Okay.
It's more of at that point, it kind of blurs the line between father and son of just buddies.
Okay.
It becomes more of buddies.
Yeah. Other than when you throw a wrench at him because he won't do something you tell him to do, right?
No, the whole father thing is still there. Don't get me wrong.
But didn't he beat you at the last competition? So.
Oh yeah.
So
I think he ended up taking second next to Daryl Colley. So
okay. Very cool. And so where does he want to continue doing this? In the base race, the DB drag? What?
He's looking at Top Dog and Cyclone and Base Race.
Nice.
Oh, hey, those are great formats, especially, the cost to get in on those formats is almost nothing. I mean, in the car audio realm of things, I guarantee you I can build me a $400 or $500 setup and be nationally competitive in base race and DB drag or top dog all day long. And I can be locally competitive in Cyclone for probably around $800. Just with because if you tune low, you're gonna play low,
Yeah.
and then California might be a little separate because we have 5 vehicles doing over a 55 and playing 20 to 25 hertz. So I mean that's something special. I know Florida has some guys like that, but in general, it doesn't matter where you go. You play 20 hertz, and you can play 20 hertz at say 148. You're gonna do very well in Cyclone. So that's cool. So you got your son involved. This is a father-son thing. What about your wife?
She had enough of it back when I was competing, having to drive all over the country.
Uh-huh.
She could take it or leave it, but she's actually supportive. She just doesn't come to the event.
Yeah. She's supportive, but it's dumb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
I believe that to be accurate. There aren't a bunch of wives. We are starting to try and get some of the wives of some of our competitors participating. Out of Barbados, Tiffany and Tristan. So Tristan's the husband, Tiffany's the wife. They have a shop called SQ Sounds. I truly think Tiffany would be interested in competing. And down here I got Rosa Espinoza. That's I don't know if you've watched enough of our shows or whatever, but we Moses Martinez. We call him Moses Martinez. Anyway, his not wife Rosa is watching right now, and she can totally participate. But I will tell you, her and Moses are a party in a box.
Party in a box.
They are there to have a great time. She is so supportive of him. I mean, she's right up there. She's filming stuff for him. But I would like to see her get in the lanes and try this out because, like I said, anybody can do base race and top dog. You just have to relax and just do your thing. You got to ignore all the noise around and just control yourself. Okay, so we got that and that. Are you going? So what are you doing at Callers Callouts? What are you competing in, and what organization?
I'll probably just do just for the points because I'm working with half of a broken truck right now. But I'm looking at maybe Cyclone, just do an SPL run.
Demo.
Maybe some base race and top dog if I feel like it.
Dude, you have to do that. I mean, it's fun.
Well,
I guarantee, I promise you, you will have a ton of fun doing top dog. I promise you, no matter what, you'll have a great time. Tiffany said she's watching on her TV tonight, and Rosa says, what did she say?
I will.
Oh yeah, she said she will start competing.
Yeah. Cool.
And Moses Watt says, did somebody say party? So, are your plans to go to World Finals this year? By the way, for DB Drag?
Yeah, even if I don't get the points this year, I'm still going.
Okay.
Just as a spectator.
All right. And where are we at? That's Kentucky this year, right?
Right.
Yep. So how far is that drive going to be for you if you end up driving out there?
Maybe 8 hours, something like
that. So the way you drive, about 6.5.
More like 10 because I'm going to be watching for parts falling off of my vehicle.
Oh, well, that's horrible. All right. Like I said, so he's going to be doing the awards. If you guys didn't see him, check back in late when we're done with the podcast. Rewind it back to the beginning. We had a couple pictures of the caller callouts awards. He's going to be there this weekend. That is March 26, 27, right?
26th.
Yeah.
March 26th. And that is in what town?
This year it's in Niceville, Florida.
Niceville, Florida. And
right.
It is, I mean, they have T.W.I.C.A, What else they have out there? DB Drag.
Let's go through DB Drag, Base Wars, IASCA,
Base
Mecca,
Wars.
ISPLL.
There you go. So if you guys
Yeah,
want to
Rob's doing
participate,
it big out there this weekend.
yeah. No, he wants everybody to come, have a good time, participate. Remember, this isn't your property, um, so please clean up after yourselves. It's real
Pick up
simple.
after yourselves.
It's real simple. Our California guys, I will tell you, I don't know about everywhere else, but the guys that attend my shows are really, really good about cleaning up after themselves. A couple people usually stay after. Woody McDonald, he says he has some O2 audio stuff. He's one of the guys. He'll walk around a parking lot afterwards and definitely, pick up some stuff. The kids of the competitors always walk around, pick up stuff. So I'm very fortunate over here in California. The guys do a great job of cleaning up after themselves. So I always appreciate that. So if I don't tell you guys, absolutely 100%, we really appreciate that. This way we can get invited back next year to do it. When you guys were last um, at Gary Killian's, he just asked you not to leave your butts on the ground because he had all those ducks and the geese and they eat those, but people left cigarette butts everywhere. So, just be respectful of the people's property, and they'll invite us back, and we'll have another place to come out and have a good time. And and that's really what we need, is just a place to hang out and have a good time. Jeffrey, I mean, we're 46 minutes in. I think we're pretty solid on this. You want to hit him with the final questions, and then we'll go over what we got coming up.
Sure. Okay, Michael, like Doug said, we ask all of our guests this question. What is your definition of a bass head?
My definition would have to be someone that enjoys car audio and loves the low end of it. And they help nurture the environment where it invites other people into it and say, hey, this is actually pretty good. It's pretty cool looking. Instead of being the nose up in the air, I'm better than you and you can't touch me. Nobody cares for that. Everybody wants to be included in it and make them feel welcome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Be like an ambassador. That's like what you're trying
exactly.
to do. Yeah. And speaking of ambassador, I think Rob was named one of the ambassadors, right, Doug?
Yes, sir. I believe he was for DB Drag for the Easter area. We considered him the ambassador. I believe the Western ambassador was Moses Martinez.
Yeah.
So
Mike, you're in good hands.
Yeah. So
good company.
We appreciate, like I said, if everybody brings somebody with them, we double in size. Encourage them to compete, because attending a show is really cool and it's an eye opener. But as a competitor, even if it's in base race or just one format, or even try the new freestyle, right? You just try that one format, and holy crap, you will see a difference. You'll get a different feel, a different appreciation for what we do. Not saying you won't get an appreciation as just a spectator, but as a competitor, your appreciation will grow drastically. You also, I would suggest, it doesn't matter if you're at my show, Jeffrey's show, or anybody else's show, just participate. These people put time and money. I mean, Mike, I don't know if he wants to share, but he's got a lot of money invested into this caller's call outs, right? And
we won't go into the
okay, that's
numbers.
fine. So I mean, he's got money invested. Rob Collar's got a ton of money invested, and the way we can get that money back to him, or at least a portion of it, is to participate. We support the people who sponsor the shows, and we also participate in the event. Because the more people that participate, the more we can show other sponsors that it was worth their time to sponsor an event. If we had 180 people at the event, but only 10 competed, it's hard to say that those 10 people were worth the dollars that the people put into the event. That's all I'm saying. And so, help participate in whatever local show you go to. If you guys don't know what shows, hey, you can hit me up. You can hit Jeffrey up. You can go to the DB Drag website. You can go to USAC, IASCA. I don't say you have to do DB Drag. In my opinion, if you go to a DB Drag event and you go, so you say you go to come to one of my DB Drag events, and you go to a USACI event or an IASCA event, you're gonna find that you enjoy the DB Drag event more. That's just my personal opinions, but obviously I'm a DB Drag judge. So just participate, have a good time. I encourage you guys, go to as many different organizations as you like. You're going to find one that you fit in with and you enjoy. But please participate in as many of these things as you possibly can. Jeffrey, so what you got coming up? What are we looking at for you, sir?
Well, I'm going to be attending USACI finals going on this weekend.
Okay.
We're going to be taking off Friday. It's just about maybe an hour, 2 hours from where I am out here in Louisville. And last year I went. It was a really nice time. It's a really fun time. Got to see a lot of loud cars. They had like this demo area where we're all getting demos, and so I'll be doing a lot of that this weekend. Hopefully, I won't lose any more of my hearing.
Huh?
And but so that's basically it. We're gonna be doing another DB drag racing event out at Crossfire headquarters in Grapevine, Texas. It's gonna be mid-April, I believe it is, April 19th or so. Just keep an eye out on the calendar, DB Drag Racing calendar for that. You can also check it out on Boom and Audio on Facebook. We like to put up event pages, for the DB drags that we do. That way you can get up to date information, stuff like that. That's about it.
All right, cool. Mike, what do you got coming up other than the caller's call out? And by the way, Jeff, it's called I mean Saki, something like that.
I think the I is silent sometimes when
people
is
talk
it? About USAC. Yeah.
Oh.
USAC.
I'm just saying. He says I mispronounced it. I don't know. I've never been known to mispronounce that name. That comes just for you guys that don't know. I used to compete with, or Mike Jaffe and I were doing shows together. And he was a USACI judge, and we would battle each other on the mic and have conversations back and forth. So I don't mean any ill will towards USAC, but like I said, it's just a little fun we used to have. So anyway, Mike, what are you doing?
Just working on the vehicles, trying to get them loud and to hold together, and just taking the events as they come.
Okay.
Show by show.
All right. That's cool. For me, let me look on my real quick here. May the 4th be with you. There it is. May 21st, I'm going to be in Hollister. I don't have that online yet. We have, that looks like it's going to be a 1X event. I have my dates for Reno. We're still trying to get a hold of John Robbie. So if any of you guys know John Robbie and can get a hold of him, I sent him an email. See if we were going to do the event again this year at the John Robbie Sky High Barbecue. So we were trying to do that. Just need to get a hold of him to confirm that. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else we got going on. There was a great show this last weekend, so I heard, out in Fresno. It was a triple org, I believe. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't pay attention. But I do encourage people to absolutely 100% go to those events. So a handful of people told me it was a great event. Any Nyman shows coming up from Jeff Schultz? I am waiting to talk with Nyman. I want to make sure his head's clear. I'm actually going to talk with his mom also and just confirm that we are going to do that. But those will be Saturday night shows once again out at Nyman's place. I do know we are going to possibly do a couple more shows at Lunsford's Customs. He has requested us to be out there some more, so we may be doing some more Lunsford Customs events out in Sacramento. The Reno events, we lost our venue this year, which is Baldini's. I got a couple of people working on some new locations that we could possibly do this, so all that stuff's kind of folding all together and it's coming together pretty quickly. I should have that whole series out. It'll be whatever it is, the third Saturday of every month, May, June, July, and August. We'll be in Reno, and then May, June, July, and August every Friday night. I don't remember which Friday night it was. We'll be out in Fresno. And then, May, June, July, and August, we'll be in Sacramento at Nyman's Shop for the night shows. Night shows are always fun because it gets hot as hell here in California. And we do the night glow and all that other stuff. Jay did a great job last year. He paid $1. So his first show he did $1 a DB for the death match. Second show he did $2. Third show he did $3. And final show I think he did $6 or $5 or something a DB. And so it brought out some really good death match. It was going to be Cinco de Mayo, in Hollister, but that day was taken up by somebody else, so they had to move us to the 21st. Sorry about it. And then Jeff Schultz says Team Send It will be planning some stuff pretty soon. But if you guys want to help us out, best way to help us out is to like and comment us on Facebook. I want to try and grow the Facebook side of things, or not, Facebook, but the YouTube side of things. So comment outside of the live chat, and it helps our algorithms. If you want to tip the host and the co-host there, remember no $100 is too small for us. Venmo at SonicFX, Cash App $SonicFX, right below my name right here, and right below Jeffrey's name over there. Yep, right down there. There's a spot to put sponsors for the event. So if somebody wants to sponsor the podcast, we can have some talks about that. Let's try and grow this thing, get as many people as we can. Let's grow our sport. Let's get the people involved that aren't already involved in the car audio or on the fringes of car audio. Let's bring them along with us and show them
bring some back.
Yeah, let's bring some back. Alan Riley was at an event recently, and we just had him on here.
Was it Alan or Bobby?
I think Bobby and Alan were together at
okay.
something.
Okay. Oh,
so
cool.
I think they were together again at an event. So, and talking to them, and it kind of spurred a little something in them. So
nice.
They used to build some badass vehicles back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll keep trying. I'm going to try and get the guy who started the whole CRX thing. We're going to try and get him on here too. Talk to him a little bit about the CRX and how it evolved, and he might not even know what happened to CRXs since he kind of got out of the game. So because he's been out a long time.
Back in the game.
Woo. Well, you never know. All
you
right.
Never know.
And if Yeshi just popped in. If you guys ever need photos, Yeshi is, dude, out here in California. He is the bomb when it comes to taking photos. He takes a million photos. He does concerts. He does car shows. Everything. Yeshi. I mean, if you ever see anything he's involved with, absolutely go check that out. He does a great job on everything he's involved with. Other than that, anything else, Jeffrey? You're gonna find us somebody next week from U.S.A.C.A Finals, right?
I'll put some feelers out there, see who wants to join us next week.
Yeah, last year we had Carlos Rodriguez from Vegas. He was the loudest U.S.A.C.A guy there that year, so we had him on last year after his World Finals run and talked about his build and whatnot. But we'll get somebody else from U.S.A.C.A. Like I said, we don't discriminate against any of the organizations. If there's somebody that you guys would like us to have on here, let us know. We'll go get them and talk to them. Still working on DJ Magic Mike, see if he can find some time to be on here. Rusty's trying to find a couple minutes to come on and be with us one of these nights. So those are all the people that we're talking to, trying to get on here. Like I said, if you guys have any particular person or somebody you'd like to see on here, just let us know. We'll kind of bring them on. All right, guys. Once again, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Notice our time change. We are now doing this at 5:30 California time, the only time that really matters. And we'll be doing this every Monday night, 5:30 p.m. And we hope to see you guys next week. Peace.